The gig economy has been booming for years now. Platforms like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart have allowed tons of people to be able to make some pretty good money, all while developing their own schedules. However, the majority of gig workers are doing so as a supplemental income or a side hustle for their main jobs or sources of income. You hear a lot of them complain about not having enough time to do the things they want to do because they're so busy, not having the best health because the schedule is so hectic, the wear and tear that it puts on the vehicle that they're using to do it, and overall, just wishing they had a better quality of life. If they could have just one job that covers everything that they need to have done, they'd be in a much better position. I'm Coach Dre, and I was one of those gig workers that had all those complaints and more. Working 2 full-time 40-hour-a-week jobs and doing DoorDash on the side was literally driving me to an early grave. But at the beginning of 2023, I pivoted into the tech field. With no degree and no experience, I went from working 90 hours a week, missing way too much time with my family, being way overweight, and still being broke, to landing my first software sales job in tech, making over $75,000 a year, working from home, and having a flexible schedule in only 84 days. And since then, I've been helping individuals pivot into the tech industry as well. On this series, I interview students that have successfully made transitions into the tech field, letting them share their stories, the ups, the downs, the joys, the setbacks, the losses, the lessons, and ultimately their victories. These individuals have successfully gone into the tech field and embodied the Cut the Tech motto, which is, don't play me, pay me. Welcome to Paid Not Played. Run my intro, please.
Don't play me, pay me. Cut the Tech.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Cut the Tech, my CTT family. I am your host. I am your guide. I am your boy. I am Dre. My wife, my mother, and my grandmother, they call me Andre. But if you are not those three lovely ladies, then please don't call me Andre. Welcome back to the channel, man. And please, while you're here, do all those things that YouTube loves the algorithm to do, right? Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Or don't. We don't care. You're grown. Do what you want to do with your YouTube experience. Have you ever wondered what it would look like to go from bagging groceries to closing deals? Well, today we dive directly into that question with my man, Chen. James made the incredible transition from Instacart shopper bagging groceries for strangers to Instacart software sales development representative, having high-level conversations with C-suite executives. I bet you want to know how he did that, don't you? Well, listen, pay real close attention, because in this interview, we're going to dive into his secrets of success. So let's get to it. What up? What up? Welcome to Cut the Tech, Paid Not Played. I am Coach Dre, and I am here excited to do an interview with another one of my students, my man James Chen. James was part of my very first cohort that I did back in January, right? And so having some success in the tech industry. So like some of you guys watching this, he was trying to get into tech not too long before I met him, but has successfully made his way into it. So we're gonna share his story, the ups and downs, all that good stuff. James, what's good, man? How you doing?
What's good, Dre? It's great to talk to you again, man. It's been a while, but
it awesome. It has. All I've been getting is updates, and you've been out here doing your thing.
Been trying.
So I guess we'll start at the beginning, man. I know most of the times when people come to tech or they're trying to make a new career pivot or whatever it is, they're usually coming for one of a couple of reasons. One is either they just want more money, or in some cases, it's a matter of just wanting a different quality of life, whether it's remote work, whatever it is. So the beginning of your journey, what made you want to start to make this career pivot into tech and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I really started thinking about just wanting to work remote and not have to be in the office all day. A lot of my previous jobs, it's not that I didn't enjoy being around like my coworkers, but I just needed that freedom. I didn't want to sit in traffic all day. And I thought I had the skills and experience to really like justify that. But I just didn't have the opportunity in my previous career path. So that's why I wanted to switch into tech.
Got you. What were you doing before?
So right before I did CourseCareers, I was in digital marketing. So I was in the agency world where I was doing a lot of like advertising for different brands like Google advertising, Facebook. I was at a few different agencies in that world.
Got you.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you were trying to make the career pivot into tech?
You said how old I was?
Uh-huh.
29.
Say it again.
29.
29. Okay,
Yeah.
got you. So you were making the career path around that 30-year mark.
Right.
Awesome. And so you wanted that that lifestyle, the flexibility of schedule of working from home and stuff like that was more important to you.
Oh, that's super important.
Got you.
Yeah.
So how did that journey lead you to CourseCareers and tech sales?
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know how to break into tech. I had seen people who broke into other like facets of tech have to go back to school or take out a loan, boot camps, all that, and I'm like, I can't justify that right now, because not only did I have to take away time from work to go do that, but it would be a hefty price tag, right? So that's kind of how I stumbled upon like CourseCareers, and I had already known about Troy, and I already had his book, so that's kind of how I got started and found the course.
Got you. So he already had some credibility coming. CourseCareers had credibility with you already because you had already read his book. The Lean Millionaire, right?
Yeah, I think the Lean Career. Yeah,
the Lean Career. That's right, the Lean Career.
Yeah.
Shout out to Troy. Like if y'all ain't read that book, go read it.
Yeah.
So you were already trying to get into tech, didn't know exactly what specific avenue you wanted to go into, but then you knew about Troy already and knew he had started CourseCareers. And so at the time, I'm not sure, at the time that you got in, were there tons of different options that CourseCareers had, or was it just tech sales at that time?
I think the big one was tech sales. There might have been one or two others, but I know the one I wanted was tech sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so tech sales is the one that you were like, that's the path I want to take anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. So I know you said that you saw CourseCareers as an option to be able to get into tech because you had seen other people already in there. And so what was it like when your decision making process to say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this?
Yeah, I mean, at first it's not that I didn't trust it, but I was a little bit like skeptical. I'm like, okay, can I really finish this? Because I had seen people finish it in like 2 months or even faster than that. And I'm like, this kind of seems a little bit too good to be true. It's like, how can I go from, basically work at, McDonald's, for example, and then all of a sudden they're in like these blooming careers. So I was a little bit skeptical, but it wasn't really about the timeline. It was more about like the value, right? What you learn, the real world experience, the real hands-on experience you get with the program, and especially working with part of your cohort and having you as my coach. So that was really valuable because even with the course, I wasn't very dedicated to doing it by myself. I saw all the videos, I saw the exam, and I just couldn't dedicate myself. So when I saw the cohort, that's when I decided to really take it seriously.
Okay, gotcha. So you had purchased CourseCareers. How long had you been having it and going through it before you decided to sign up for the cohort?
I had it for I think 2 or 3 months. I was kind of like watching a video here and there, but I didn't really like dedicate myself to like watching the material, practicing, and then when I saw the cohorts had come out, I needed to do that. Got
you. So let me ask you this: while you said earlier that you wanted to get into tech, so you knew that it was something that you really wanted to do. You hesitated at first because you was like, I don't know if I can really do this in a certain amount of time, but you knew that it was something real, right? Because you knew Troy. So what do you think it was that made you kind of hesitate once you had already got the course? Because now you've already paid for it, right? You paid the 400, 450, 500, whichever one you got, whether you had a discount code or not. You paid for it, and now it's like, I'll watch a video here, I'll watch a video there. What do you think it was that kept you from going and just like getting this done?
Honestly, it was, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit lazier back then, and I didn't have that structured, like that accountability also. So I didn't have the structure, and I didn't have the accountability to have like a pace. Like it was kind of self-guided, and If you do go through the course, it is relatively like up to you, to the student who buys, to pace it themselves. But if you just buy it, you can't expect that doing nothing. You just buy it, nothing's going to happen, right? You have to go and learn. You have to go and ask questions. So I needed that structure.
Yeah, purchasing CourseCareers is about as effective as purchasing a gym membership.
Right.
If you're not gonna get up and go to the gym every day, you're not gonna get results, right? Same way, if you purchase this, you don't get to work on it and start working on yourself, you're not gonna get it done. So, you said you had it for about a couple of months, and then you saw about the cohort, and so, what was it about the cohort that you saw that said, "Hey, I think I want to do this at this point in time now"?
Well, the timing was crazy. Basically, it was. I remember it was in January, right when it came out, like right at the top of the year, and the first week of January, after everybody was coming back from the holidays, New Year's, I got laid off at my last job, and I was like, well, this sucks, but there's a silver lining where I'm like, there's no other reason. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do besides go all in on this. So I think that was like almost a sign that like you should do this. So I saw it, and I had already gotten laid off. Like the same day I got laid off, I signed up. So.
Oh wow, I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So you, just by God's timing, you saw the cohort pop up the same day that you got laid off. And so what value did the cohort bring to you as far as helping you get through it? Well, it's easy to say, well, the cohort helped me get through it. But at this point in time, like, your job is gone. Now you don't really have a choice. You can't be lazy anymore. You got to figure something out, right? So what did the cohort add? How did it add value to you and your from that point going to where you needed to go next?
Yeah, it just gave that structure, honestly, and a schedule I had to keep accountable to, because it is also, another financial investment that I had to make in myself, and I wasn't going to waste that opportunity because I had already bought the course. I had already spent time, but not really made a ton of progress. So I'm like, okay, this is the last one. Like, if I can't do it with the coach, then maybe I'm just not cut out for it. So once I signed up, I knew I was dedicated. Like I had to stick to it. Follow whatever the schedule was that you laid out, and then just go from there.
What up, y'all? We want to interrupt real quick just to tell you guys a little bit more about CourseCareers. Now, CourseCareers is an online platform that offers a couple of different career paths for you to be able to land a job within tech and start a brand new career with no degree and no experience. Now, CourseCareers has a bunch of different options for you to be able to choose from. Now, personally, me, myself, and the people that you see on this channel, most of us did tech sales. But regardless of which career path you decide to take, each one is going to give you a self-paced, comprehensive understanding of that particular job and career field. So if you're in tech sales, it's going to teach you everything from tech sales basics to the type of software that you'll be working with, to how to do cold calls, to how to do emails, to everything that you need. And it's going to be taught by a professional within the industry right now. And they are going to teach you everything you need to know, all the nuts and bolts, the A through Z, and they're going to cut out all the fluff, and they're going to allow you to be able to learn exactly how to do that job in a matter of days if you want to do it that fast. I've seen people do this in a couple of days. I've seen people doing it a couple of months. It all comes down to you because, like I said, it's self-paced. And the best thing about it is each one of the different career paths has a free introductory course for you to check out and see if it's a good fit for you. So you can know if it's something that you want to do before you put any kind of financial obligation onto it. But if you like it and you decide that you do want to purchase the full course, that link that you click will save you $50. So do yourself a favor, go down to the link in the description, hit that link, check out the free introductory course, and save yourself $50 if you decide you want to do it. Also, if you need some help and you're in tech sales, I'm a coach. Go on there and find me on the site as Coach Dre, and you can get some personal one-on-one time with me to help you walk through this process so we can show you how to get to this money. Yeah, that makes sense. And now that I know that background, it makes sense because I remember when you came in day one, like you were every class, you kind of get the feel of who's who within the class and what from there. And like from day one, you were always like super engaged. You were the first one on that night. I remember that. You were the first one there. You had you had notes that you was taking next to you. I'm like, oh, James is locked in. Right. Whenever a question was asked, you were always like the first one to raise your hand. I wouldn't do that. When it was time for role play, I wouldn't be the first one to role play. Like it got to the point where I was like, all right, I gotta call on somebody else besides James because he's gonna get to it. So for those of y'all heard us talk about CourseCareers. CourseCareers is an online self-paced course that you could take that helps people get into tech from different fields. So there's like 8 different ways that you could get in there. But me and James, we did tech sales, right? And so it's a full-blown course that you could do. There's a link down in the bottom of our in our description where you can check out the free introductory course, see if it's something you like. And if you do like it and want to join, that link that I gave you will save you $50. So I'm also a coach over there. So if you want some help through CourseCareers, you can find me on there like James did, and we can get busy. All right. So, all right, James. So now you're in the cohort, right? You're one of the leaders in the cohort because you're always showing up. You're always holding everybody else accountable and stuff like that. And you said that the structure of having to show up every week to a classroom helped you. Explain how that was.
Yeah, so I remember it was like 8 weeks, right? Or
Yep.
Almost 2 months, and you had already sent out the agenda, the syllabus. So I read through that like the day I signed up, and I'm like, I have to do this, otherwise, like I know what I'm gonna do. So I started I started watching like some of the videos ahead of time, just to from like the regular course, and then I started diving into study guides, and honestly a lot of it didn't make sense at first because I hadn't gone through and like really dove into the information, but also practice. And that's something I'm still doing. It's like I don't remember 100% of everything I learned, but I'm still going back, rewatching, re-implementing. So that's what really helped me, because you had like week 1 it was intro, what's expectations of you this week, and then by week 5 pass the exam, and then week 6 through 8 you're gonna start really job searching ahead, like seriously. So, and now it took me more than 8 weeks, but eventually we got there.
Oh yeah. The structure is set up to where you graduate within 6 weeks. You graduate by week. You take the exam after week 5. You graduate, and then after that is when we go into some of the now it's time to pass the real exam. The real exam, of course, careers is once you go to find and land a job, right? And so, which is the part of the reason why I like bringing you guys on to share your story on Paid Not Played, because you guys have passed the ultimate exam. Right. If you're on this show, it's because you're somebody who worked with you went through CourseCareers. I worked with you personally one way or another, whether it's a one-on-one coaching or it was a cohort type of thing. But then you actually landed the job. Right. So you were the person on the other end of YouTube at one point in time, watching the information and wanting to be in the position. And now you're somebody who fast forward after taking some initiative, you've actually landed the position. But you had a really unique story when it came to landing your tech job, right? So you fast forward, you graduate the class, all that good stuff. Kind of pick up from there and kind of share what your story was after that. What was your journey like?
So after finishing the course, well, the cohort?
Yeah.
So basically, I followed the graduate portal where we had like spreadsheets set up to basically do the job, find the job, and it was a struggle, like for sure. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was easy. Where I would be emailing all my contacts. I would be sometimes even trying to find their phone number, and sometimes I just got a straight up no, and I'm like, okay, this sucks for now, but I know I'm gonna. It's like preparing me for the job, right? So. And then 3 months, I think I was looking for a job for almost 3 months, like even after the cohort ended. It wasn't like while 3 months after. And I kind of started getting a little bit desperate where I'm like, okay, I got to find something to hold me over for now. So like, I don't end up on the street. But so I took a contract job in what I was doing in digital marketing. It's like somewhat related. But then when I wasn't doing that, I was still job searching. So I did that for 3 months. Until I was able to finally start my role.
Got you. So
Yeah.
you ended up landing the digital marketing contract.
Yeah.
But you were still applying. Like you didn't say, all right, I'm working now, so I'm good. Like you were like, no, I still want to get into tech.
Yeah. I was still working. But I was still looking because I knew what I wanted, and I didn't have yet. I knew it was just a matter of time. But sometimes, when you do it every day for like 3 months straight, it's like what am I doing here? Like there's nothing to show for. But it paid off in the end.
What kept you going during that 3-month period?
God, really. I kept praying. I'm like, I knew something. He has something in store for me. I might not at that time. I didn't know what it was. But looking back, it was actually right in front of me. And I say that because when I was doing that contract job, and I was also still applying for tech sales roles, SDR roles, I was driving and doing Instacart deliveries.
Okay.
So I was doing that for basically the whole time while I was also doing my job search. So I was doing Instacart, I was doing DoorDash, and that's kind of I don't know if it was directly involved in how I got reached out to by Instacart, but that's it was ironic how I got reached. I didn't even apply. Well, I did apply, but it was from like a year ago, I think. And then I got turned down by Instacart. So I just kept doing Instacart deliveries, DoorDash, and then I got called by Instacart's sales team, and that's really that's how it went down.
So you were actually driving for Instacart at one point, and then
shopper, yep.
And then and doing the Instacart thing from that side, and you got reached out to Instacart to come in for SDR role.
Yeah,
explain that to me.
Just I guess they kept my resume and they kept my whole application like in the system, and I wasn't expecting it. So I remember I opened up my email, I see an email from the HR Instacart. I'm like, does this have to do with me like somehow doing deliveries poorly, or I don't know what's going on? But then I read the entire email and it was like, oh, we saw you applied before and we want to reach out because we think you're a good fit.
Got you.
Yeah, and then I saw the HR lady actually looked at my LinkedIn, so I tied the three together. They were researching me, and then so I interviewed and eventually got the role.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The timing of all that, because you said that you had applied for that job a year before.
Yeah.
Okay, so you applied for the job a year before. After some time, you end up getting CourseCareers. Mm-hmm. You take CourseCareers, you finish CourseCareers. A part of CourseCareers training is helping you prepare your LinkedIn, all that good stuff, so that you look like an SDR. And then they start looking for SDRs, and they go back to your application from a year ago. They happen to come back to look at your LinkedIn now, and now you're everything they're looking for.
Basically, yeah.
That's crazy.
We have officially launched our Cut the Tech merchandise store. As you can see, man, we got it all from the fitteds to the hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs, men's sizes, women's sizes, children's sizes, even things for your dogs. So do yourself a favor, go down to the link below, check out the website, find something that you like. The best thing about it is it's all customizable. You could pick the hoodie that you want. You could pick the color that you want. You can go in and you can change the size of the font. You can even go in, personalized information on it. See, we got the hoodie that say, "Don't play me, pay me" on it.
You can go customize that if you want to. We got different designs. We got the black on black. We got the traditional white and red. Summertime vibes coming up, so we got some of the South Beach colors. We even got the don't play me, pay me line available for you. So if you're really with the Cut the Tech movement and you want to go out here and show it off to everybody around you, go to the site below, find yourself something fly, cop it, and go rock it. Let these people know. Don't play me, pay me, Cut the Tech. You heard? Now back to the schedule program.
So, okay, so they reached out to you. You got that email, and now it's time to go into the interview process. What was that like?
Yeah, it was well, first of all, they were like super nice, and they told me everything about like what to expect. So it was a 3-round interview process. I talked to the HR department, and then I had talked to 2 sales managers, and then I talked to a sales director. So I guess 4 rounds if you count the HR call. But yeah, it was incredibly smooth. Basically, they just asked me about my experience, and I think they already knew I didn't have any official sales experience, but they were interested because I was coming from digital marketing, and basically this role is selling their Instacart's marketing platform, right? So they were kind of diving into a little bit of that, like my experience doing digital marketing. But then they just wanted to see if I was a good fit and if I could actually do the role, right? Using Zoom info, looking up people's contacts, finding their phone numbers, getting them into a cadence and reaching out. And so I didn't hear back for a couple of weeks, so I was like, I'm worried I probably didn't get it. But then, lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I got the offer, and that's when I hit you up and told you about it.
That is so freaking dope, man. It's so dope. So I always say, man, there's no such thing as luck. It's just when preparation meets timing. You know what I mean? So yeah. The timing of your story is so dope because it's so back. It's almost like watching a Quentin Tarantino movie. That is so dope. So how do you think that CourseCareers and the training that you got helped you when it came time for them reaching out to you to show them that you were fit to do the job?
Yeah, I think what really helped me was actually on some of the interviews, I proactively asked the sales manager to role play for a sales call, and he's like, yeah, like sure. I didn't expect any candidate to, do that, because then I'm basically put on the spot. I'm putting myself on the spot for a cold call, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy's like worked at LinkedIn. He like actually did sales at LinkedIn and stuff back in the day. So this guy's like super experienced. But just the fact that I tried in front of him, he was like impressed. So, doing the role play in the cohort, but also just from the course as well, it really prepared me for that specific part. And I think that's what sealed the deal.
Nah, my man said, I know what I'm doing. Walk right to the VP of sales, whoever it was. Hey, look, let's role play right now. Let's do it. Yeah. That is a bold move, but it worked.
Yeah.
That's good. And so, you said at the beginning what you were looking for, man, was working remotely. You wanted to be in tech, and now your interview with Instacart, they send you over an offer, right? Yeah. Do you mind sharing what the offer was? All that good stuff, what you accepted and all that? If not, you don't have to.
Yeah, I can give you a range.
All right, go ahead.
So, the SDR roles typically are base plus commission. So they call it OTE, or on target earnings. So my total on target earnings is between 70 and 80K. Okay.
So making 70 to 80K, and are you fully remote?
Yeah. 100% remote.
Absolutely. That's what you said you wanted.
Yeah.
So what has being 100% remote now been like for you? What has that done for your quality of life?
Oh, it's been instrumental. It's definitely great because I can do my work at my desk here in my house. I don't have to, rush hour traffic, make it to some office, and I feel like that even takes away from my efficiency. So when I wake up, I set my own schedule, and it's really just being an adult, right? It's like I'm hired to do this specific role, so I know the things I have to get accomplished today and this week, right? And taking responsibility. And then there's my manager is like not micromanaging me at all. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Like this hour, like I didn't see you respond to this email or message on time. Like there's none of that. It's just, did you do your best? Did you make the calls today? Did you send out these emails? Did you send the data over to your existing book of business clients? And that's really it. Just being responsible, holding yourself accountable, and then just asking questions. Because my manager is an AE. Like he's coming from being an account executive at Instacart, and he recently just became my direct manager. So
Okay.
I want to be where he was. So like, what better person to ask than him, right?
Find somebody that has what you want and ask them to teach you how to do it.
Yeah, basically.
It's the basis of mentorship. Dope. Well, man, I'm excited. I'm super high. I know you were the first one from that cohort to actually land a position in tech, right? And so like life for you is completely different than it was then. If you could go back and you could talk to the version of you that was about to sign up for CourseCareers, what advice would you give James at 29 years old?
Yeah. Basically, it's been like a year process. So I honestly would say just you're doing great. Maybe try to ask a little bit more questions and just stay on top of things. But I knew when I signed up back then, like at the beginning of this year, I had to complete it and like see it to the end. Otherwise, it would just been a waste. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I truly am excited for you, man. I love hearing your story. I love you allowing me to bring you on so that you can share your story, because I'm sure there's somebody else that's like you before you started just wanting to hear more. So I'm sure you're helping somebody with your story. Where can all the people find you at? Like social medias, all that good stuff, or do you want people to leave you alone? You want to stay dormant? Like don't bother me.
Yeah. I don't. I'm not really on social media too much, but I'm on LinkedIn, so maybe I could link my LinkedIn to you guys. Just James Chen. I'm sure there's a ton of people with the same name, but just do like James Chen SDR Instacart, and you'll find me.
Gotcha. I'll put it in the description of this video too.
All right, cool.
Dope. Well, James, I thank you, man. We're gonna let you get out of here. We're gonna send it off, let you get back to your day, and being a dominant SDR as you are out here. So, but you know the motto. You know what we do over here at Cut the Tech. Yeah. You were the first of my cohort students to go out here and tell the tech world, don't play me, pay me. All right. So with that being the case, I'm gonna let you take us out of here today. Talk to us one time real nice. Count it down and say it for us.
Pay me, don't play me.
Cut the Tech, you heard?
Don't play me, pay me. Cut the Tech.
Once again, thank you for stopping by the Cut the Tech channel. On your way out, please do us a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Now, if you want to see more success stories of people breaking into the tech industry, I've got a whole playlist that you can check out, including this video right here, which is my personal story of how tech sales saved my life. So go click on that, check it out, enjoy it. And until next time, remember, don't play me, pay me. Cut the Tech. You heard?